What's up, you guys? My name's Carson Rouse, and welcome back to Business Buzz, where we focus on business, entrepreneurship, and investing. Today, I'm going to be talking about the 5 best performing S&P 500 stocks since the beginning of this year. This year has been one heck of a ride for the stock market as a whole. We have seen stocks go way up, way down, and all in between. From the start of the year to the middle of February, everything seemed normal in the stock market. In fact, things seemed great. The market was up almost 4%, and there were even a lot of investors who saw that the market was a bit overvalued. Then, the scare of a pandemic roared through Wall Street, and we saw one of the most quickest and most massive drops in stock market history. In just a little over a month, the stock market plunged over 1,000 points and lost about 35% of its value. In the next few weeks and even months, we saw the stock market have some of the best days in its history as investors regain their confidence in the economy as a whole. It's been a really bumpy road, but the stock market has finally recovered to just about the price it was trading at when the year started off, so we're basically back to normal. Throughout this whole cycle, we've seen some big powerhouse companies go through some real scares, and others even facing bankruptcy or just closing the business down. But today is not about those losers of the stock market. Today is about the winners, as I will be counting down the 5 best performing stocks since the beginning of 2020. And I'm obviously only going to be including stocks that belong to the S&P 500, because if I didn't, the list would literally just be a bunch of crappy penny stocks that went up 3,000%. Anyway though, let's get started into the video, but before we do, make sure you guys go down and click the like button if you're happy that the stocks are back up. Number 5, PayPal. PayPal is a very large tech company originally founded by the man himself, Elon Musk. And we just made a whole video about Elon Musk and how you can be more like him, so check that video out right here. They focus on digital electronic payments for different individual customers and merchants alike. One of their longest and most large partnerships is with eBay, another stock that has gone up a lot since the beginning of 2020, and they're just a huge company that I'm sure you guys have all heard of. Since the beginning of the year, their stock has rose 78.18%. The reason for this might be just as simple as you're thinking. People don't want to deal with this dirty, disgusting cash right now. You may have even heard rumors about this society going cashless, but anyway, it's led to a huge surge in digital contactless payments. Despite a huge drop in the economy with way less goods being purchased, PayPal was still able to increase their contactless payments by 18%. There's also been a huge surge in online shopping, and again, PayPal is affiliated with a ton of merchants and a lot of people use it, so that has boosted their revenues as well. PayPal might have a very bright future ahead of them, considering that even after this whole virus is completely blown over, the stores that have started using more contactless payments will probably continue to do so. Just for reference, if you would have invested $5,000 back into the stock in January, you would now have an investment worth around $8,909. Number 4, West Pharmaceutical Services. You probably have never even heard of this company. They focus on manufacturing, packaging components and different things for different injectable health devices. An example of this is the EpiPen. Just like, we all know that one kid in high school who had the EpiPen. He would always show it off and always be carrying it. He might have even had a little holster for it. It's how he got all the ladies, when in reality, he probably didn't even have an allergy in the first place. Just making jokes here, of course. The EpiPen has saved so many lives, just like other injectable devices like it, and that's what this company focuses on. Their stock has gone up 80.86%. The virus has brought in some huge demand for the stuff that they manufacture, and their management has honestly done a great job at increasing operations efficiency to keep up with this huge demand. They've also been heavily involved with some other companies in working on finding a vaccine or different kinds of treatment for COVID-19. If you would have invested $5,000 at the start of the year, your investment right now would be worth around $9,043. Number 3, Abiomed. This happens to be a very similar company to the one I just talked about, but instead their focus is more on circulatory systems that improve blood flow and help pump the heart. I've always been very queasy about medical stuff. Like, just saying that was hard for me to get out. So for that great sacrifice, make sure you guys go down and click that like button for me. This also happened to be the first company to plant an artificial heart into a person back in 2001. Since January, their stock has risen 80.88%. They barely edged out the previous company by 0.02%. Initially, investors thought that Biomed's revenues would plunge due to the pandemic, but they proved that they could thrive in this climate. They reported $840 million in revenue for the fiscal year of 2020, improving nearly 10% from the previous year. They also recently acquired a company called Breathe, which specializes in a new ECMO system, which is basically a life support system. $5,000 invested would grant you $9,044 now, so that beats the last company by $1. I really feel bad if you invested in the other company and not this one. You got screwed out a lot of money. Number 2, NVIDIA. Finally, we're back to a company that I'm sure you have all heard of at some point in your life. They're the company that introduced to us the GPU back in 1999, which is used in many different gaming PCs, robots, and self-driving cars. Investing in NVIDIA is like investing in the future. They are heavily involved in artificial intelligence, and they will be a major beneficiary of the rise in gaming. Their stock was actually plunging before the virus even ever was a scare. However, their stock is up not due to some dumb luck, but due to great stellar earnings. They reported first quarter revenues of over $3 billion, which is up huge from last year, and they doubled their EPS within the same time frame. I also see a great future outlook for the company looking forward, just as many other analysts do, and their stock went up 87.2% since January 2nd. A $5,000 investment would now be worth $9,360. Number 1, what's it gonna be? Dexcom. So the number 1 performing stock of this year is a company that I had never even heard of before I started doing research for this video. But you guessed it, it is yet another medical company, and they focus on developing monitoring systems for people with diabetes. It monitors their glucose levels. This company makes very highly innovative, high-tech products that are just very up-to-date. You can actually monitor your glucose levels on your phone or even on your smartwatch without a single prick in the finger. And again, that just grosses me out thinking of blood. You see, most healthcare companies are in the crappers since the virus, but this is another anomalous company that was able to do really well. That's why all these medical companies that are doing well are up so high. This stock is up 101.43% just in the last 8 months or so. A $5,000 investment would get you $10,072. Again, that's just in a few months really, so not too shabby. I really hope you guys were able to take something of real value from this video. If you were, you gotta subscribe to this channel. We're almost to 1,600 subs, and I might shout out that subscriber, so be sure to subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.